here with Smooth Kriminal outside the Beat Box in Box Park, Croydon. And we're at Musique where producers play their own production. We've just had a fire step with Smooth Kriminal. And I'm really pleased to have this interview, so let's get into it. Where does the name Smooth Kriminal come from?
Okay, so when I was a lot younger and I was a grime DJ, I actually had the name DJ Kriminal on its own. And basically what it was, I started to play a lot more R&B and hip hop through private parties and stuff like that.
Okay.
Because there was times where I'd play grime in venues. I used to go down like a lead balloon. It just wasn't for the crowd. It's like a time where R&B and hip hop and bashment was really popping. Don't know if you remember all the Def Jamaica stuff and all of that, right?
Yeah.
And so that was really like going off at the time. So I added Smooth to it because I didn't want to lose my original name. I just added to it because I was playing a lot slower and smoother music as well as the grime and garage that I was known for. So that's it. I didn't want to get called criminal everywhere I went. It was like really weird when I was around family, like around my area, and people saying criminal to me, and yeah. So yeah.
So do you have any brands or record label that you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, so my record label, Night Creep Entertainment, that's my label, which I think officially the first release that came out under that was Under the Influence, which it's more like an album, but it's not fair to call it, it's like an album / EP. It was like a single by me, but released by a load of producers from Corneo Beats, LR Groove, Razlaman, Mr. Solo, who's now Ian Solo. So he had a load of different remixes on that. Sorry if I've forgotten anyone. I've got a really bad memory, do you know what I mean? But 2011 was when I started that. Prior to that, I had a lot of music out on things like ukfunky.com, because it wasn't really a place for UK funky as such. It was like the really early days for it. So you could consider it a white label. So 2011, Night Creep Entertainment. So that's my brand, my label. Yeah.
And so what are your DJ pet hates?
Pet hate, so if I turn up to places and there's only one DJ monitor, and I say that from, say, more of a producer's perspective. So when you've made a tune and you've got stereo effects and all these different things going on with it, and you want to play it and you want to play test it for the first time, be it on radio or wherever it is, and you've turned up to setups where you've got one speaker, so you're playing in mono, you're never going to get the full effects of what you've tried to craft and create in your productive space to then come out and have to play it through one speaker and things like that. So yeah, a sound setup is key and very fundamental and important to me. So yeah, a bad sound system, man, just mash up the whole thing.
So what's your opinion on AI production?
Oh, so with that, with some things I can see it being resourceful and helpful in instances, but for the most part, if it means physical people and bodies losing out on work, especially say from an artistic standpoint and things like that, I'm not for it at all. It's because it just takes away, because as human beings, we are the ones that invent that technology to then put us out of work. It's absolutely insane. We've got enough self-checkouts at all your favourite supermarkets that have left, people. And so, it's a reduction in workforce, and you're just getting technology to do all the work. And I understand it's people that are, it's a corporate thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People don't want to pay the real artists to do the work as such. And you're just going to lose the human element in things. And so I appreciate some aspects of it, but I think it's cheating. It's the same as ghost producing, which is something I'm totally against.
We need to protect our arts.
Yeah,
and the people, and the actual people involved.
Absolutely, 100%.
So when you're using samples, do you prefer short samples or full verses?
I go for both, because when I was making funky years and years ago, I used to like chopping up and just grabbing just odd bits of vocal stabs and just punching them in to make tribal UK funky and tribal tracks. And then when I started to make more slowed down, say UK amapiano sounding stuff, I've taken hip hop songs and I've taken away rappers, and I've used very small verses or choruses. I made full-blown songs with them and structured them out, and as well as making songs or remixes with full choruses and verses. So I'm for all of it, to be honest. I love all of it. If I like the vocal, I'll find a way to flip it and do something creative with it. So
how do you decide which tracks to release?
with that, you go with your gut, and your gut isn't always right. So, but you believe in your music, and so that's what you initially go with. The other thing is you give it to people that play out more than myself, and when they go to events, you get feedback from them that tells you, what gets a good reaction, what doesn't, and radio play is a really good one. So that's where I test a lot of my tracks firsthand myself, because I like to play my own stuff quite exclusively with a sprinkling of other producers that I highly rate. And so radio and playing out are the main ones. And so if you're clearing out a dance floor, it's probably a good idea to put that tune out. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
So do you have any future projects or EPs in the works?
So there's two things coming out. The first one is we haven't officially announced it, but I'll give you a hint, because I don't know if by the time this comes out it might have already been out. But it's a Bristol-based label and outfit. I've got a song called Crash Bandicoot coming out. I'll play that on today's set, as well as a tune called Hyperdrive, and it's UK funky, tribal house sounding. It's like going back to the 2011 element in UK funky. Okay. That's what I've done with that one. That's end of August, and the other one is a release on About the Musique Records with a Birmingham-based MC called Blender. I linked up with him through Shane Sinister. They come and done a show with me on Mode London back in February, and off the back of that, I'm ended up making a relationship and having a rapport with MC Blender. And I've never been someone that's a fan of MC-based UK funky tunes. I think it hurt our scene more than it benefited it. Okay. Do you understand? So there's MCs that I like them to grace the set and host, have that vocal output, say in a creative means, but I don't think it transfers over that well, say on an actual song. So, and everyone knows that, and I feel bad when I say to people I don't want to do an MC-based tune, because I rate a lot of MCs and what they do. But when it comes to a song, I don't think it always works. So when he sent me a vocal, I just didn't know when it was going to happen, so I crafted a song. It's called Rum or Brandy. That's the hook of it, and I basically ended up making a tune out of it, because it's not bars. Do you know what I mean? It's a very catchy hook, and I think it will work, throughout the summer.
I like the sound of that one, but I'll always go for the rum me.
Yeah, so I'm not a big drinker, so my Jamaican bridges are gonna laugh when they hear this tune, because they're like, what? Yeah, they know I'm a light drink, I'm a lightweight. But yeah, Rum or Brandy with MC Blender, which is gonna have 3 mixes. The original main mix, which is UK funky, the more tribal sounding mix, which is gonna be the overproof mix, and we haven't officially named the UK garage mixes yet. So there's 3 versions. It's all me. It's basically me and him, and that's early September.
All right. So what do you prefer? DJ booth, on the stage, or 360 boiler room?
Probably just the DJ booth. Because I think it's a bit sketchy, and I've had experiences in the past where I've played when I was playing on like turntables with vinyl, and there's literally a whole room for someone to flout around in, but they want to come up to me where I'm DJing with beer in hand and spill it over my copy of Biggie's Juicy. And it's like, and then you look like the bad guy when you're having a like an on the spot reaction to someone like mashing up your thing.
No, but that's a very, very serious affair. That.
Yeah, so I prefer a bit more private space. I mean, I appreciate what Boiler Room do, and it's all about being seen, as opposed to pirate radio back in the day. You didn't even know who someone was until they turned up to a gig and someone would say that's so and so. So I prefer a bit more of a private space, man. More of an introvert.
Are you a mix out or spin out man?
Depending on genre, the energy you're playing the set in and things like that. When it comes to maybe AMA or the UK thing that I'm sort of delving in, now I'd probably like transition or do an effect to like echo the layout. I like that. But when it comes to funky, wheel that. It's because it's got the energy. So it's dependent on what you're playing, I'd say. So I'm for both. I'm for both.
And the last question: who would you like to collaborate with in the future?
So there's a load of people, but see, that's an interesting one. But the people that I want to do music with, because it's embarrassingly long overdue. Talking to you, Raslaman and Ella, yeah, Tribal Brothers. See them guys there. It's the creative output that they have. I think they've been a favourite of mine prior to what they're doing currently, because I've always just appreciated and rated the work rate anyway, and what they do, and I've always loved it. Do you know what I mean? And I think we sort of rub off on each other anyway, musically. So I think it's a good fit. But in all the time I've known them, it's been remix work. We've never sat down and creatively.
Together, yeah.
Yes. So I think that should be on the cards, whether it's this year or if it's something for next year. I'm hoping to make it happen. Schedule granting. So yeah.
Okay, well, that's Smooth Kriminal. Make sure you watch this space. Tribal Brothers collaboration coming soon.
It's going to happen.
Look out for the music producers playing their producers mix. There'll be a Smooth Kriminal one coming shortly, I'm sure.
Yes, of course, 100%.
So, thank you for speaking to me. It's been an absolute pleasure.